Before I start with this video, can you take a moment to appreciate the trim? Like my barber, anyone in Zim, he knows Clayton. Everyone knows the bits that this man can do. But it's quite sad because I just get cuts for gym. Yeah, I'm gonna insert a screen recording of one of my friends laughing at me for getting cuts just to go to the gym. But anyways, on to the serious stuff that I have to discuss. So if you're on this side of the internet, you know the saying, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that is completely true. Anyone who has analyzed their life with any degree of reasoning and logic will know that that statement is true. So if you hang around with 5 people or 5 men who don't get goals, you'll be the 6th. You have no dages. You have no goals. If you hang around 5 losers, you're going to be the 6th. If you hang around, let's say, 5 professional pizza makers, you won't necessarily become a professional pizza maker, but you will now have professional knowledge on how to make an amazing pizza. So you'll be more like your friends. You will become the sum of your 5 friends. So if you're watching this video, and if you've subscribed to my channel like you should, you're very similar to me. And I want to be a winner. In fact, I am a winner. I don't want to be. I am a winner. It's just that some things haven't materialized yet. So if you want to be a winner, you have to surround yourself with winners. Surround yourself with people who have the same mindset. So your friends need to be winners. All winners have the same thing in common, and it's the requirements that all your friends need to meet. And that is definiteness of purpose. In broad terms, your friends need to have goals that they are working towards and working towards every single day. It's like those goals are like their main mission in life at their current point. This is a non-negotiable thing. You can't make any exceptions with this. If you want to be a winner, you have to surround yourself with winners. You can't be friends with people who have no goals in their life, because those people are drifters. And drifters are people who have no purpose, they have no goals, so they spend their life drifting. They're like zigzagging from this to this. They're like a feather in the wind. And have you ever seen a feather in the wind? It just gets tossed around, and that feather doesn't decide where it wants to go. The wind decides where that feather goes. So that's what people who have no goals are like. Life decides where those people go. Life decides the outcome that they get. They don't work for anything. And because I say that all your friends need to have goals, you will try and justify saying set systems, not goals. You start saying, I'm just going with the flow of life. I'm just going to let life lead me. Life can do funny things, so I shouldn't plan far ahead. I want you to know that, these statements like, the flow of life, I'm just going to let life lead me, like life will flow in any direction. I want you to know that for 99.9% of people, the flow of life leads to mediocrity. Nowhere else. It doesn't lead to success. It leads to mediocrity. If you let the river of life take you where it wants to go, it will lead you to mediocrity, because most people are mediocre. So the river of life will lead you to where most people go, so you will become mediocre. So you need to have a direction. You need to have a definiteness of purpose. You need to have goals that you're striving after, or else you'll be led to mediocrity, or else you'll be one of those gents, those like 50-year-old dads, or 50-year-old dads, whatever, those 50-year-old guys, and then they'll be talking about their high school days. They're talking about their high school days because the high school was the best part of their life. It was when they were most successful. And the reason why high school was when they were the most successful is because they set no goals for themselves. They weren't striving to achieve anything. They were just going with the flow. They were letting life lead them where life wants to lead them. And they ended up mediocre. You may be saying, life can lead you to a good place, but you know what, let's look at it this way. I can assume with 99.9% certainty that you've had periods in your life where you had no goals, where you had no definiteness of purpose. Did you achieve anything noteworthy in those times? Of course you didn't. You probably sat at home and you were watching football every weekend and you weren't doing anything with your life. You were on TikTok for 3 hours a day. You didn't achieve anything. You didn't progress towards your goals. You didn't progress towards that dream body. You achieved nothing noteworthy. That's because great things don't happen by accident. That dream body that you've always wanted, that aesthetic body where your abs are showing, your obliques are there, your chest is popping, your back is like a Christmas tree. You don't get that body by mistake. You don't get that body by not aiming to have that body and not having a definiteness of purpose to be like, this is my goal. I'm going to strive to achieve this goal. You don't get great things by mistake. Who became a millionaire by mistake? So the probability is it's probably someone who became a millionaire by mistake. But anyways, for 99.99999% of people, you don't achieve great things by mistake. You have to be intentional. So all your friends, when I say all, I mean all. They all need to have goals in life. Because if they don't have goals in life, if they don't have something that they're aiming for, if you don't have something that you're aiming for and you let life lead you, you go with the flow of life, you'll be led to mediocrity. Your friends will be led to mediocrity. And because they're your friends, because they're the 5 people you spend the most time with, you will also be led to mediocrity. You will also become like them. And I'm not saying them as in, they're bad. But it's like, you don't want that life. You want a life where you're a top 1%. You want a life where you're improving. You want the life where it's like, you're that guy. And you don't get that life by mistake. You get it through intentionality. And I have to make this disclaimer whenever I give advice. I am not a hypocrite. I follow this advice. All of my friends have goals. They all have goals that they're working towards. And I don't mean that it has to be financial goals. And it's like, I want to earn $30,000 next month. Like, no. It can be like, I want to have an aesthetic body, I'm going to work and I'm going to optimize my diet, whatever. Because it's not so much about the goal someone has in hand. Obviously, it has to be a wholesome goal. It has to be something that's not rooted in degeneracy. But it's like, it's not so much about the goal, but it's more about the character. Because once you have a goal, you have discipline. You learn to sacrifice. And those are important things for strong men. Those are important things to develop, like a stoic mindset, which is essential for men. All of my friends have goals that they're working every single day to obtain. Like, I have friends who are doing trading, who have goals for next year to be, I'm not going to say the amount, but just now I'm friends with winners. I have friends who... I'm not saying this stuff on the internet. But anyways, my friends have amazing goals that they're working towards. And I will not be friends under any circumstances with anyone who does not have goals. Because if you don't have goals, it just shows that you're unserious about your life. It shows that you aren't aware that, you know what, I get one life. How would you spend your one life without any goals? It's quite stupid. And another benefit of your friends having goals that they're working towards is because when your friends are relentlessly working towards goals, you are now motivated to work towards your goals. And it's not because you look at your friends and you're like, Celestino is so inspiring, he's working every day. It's because the ego in you speaks. You do not want to be the worst out of your friends. You do not want to be the one that's left behind. You do not want to be the duff of your friend group. So it forces you to work. Because you will be sitting in bed, it will be 8 a.m. and your friends will send you a picture and they'll be like, back from gym, chest day done, and you're like, So for you who's on self-improvement, your closest friends also have to be on self-improvement. They have to be dedicated towards something. They have to be dedicated towards a goal. Because if your friends don't have goals, if your friends do not meet this one
TJ!
If your friends don't meet this one requirement, then they're not friends that are worth having. And that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got value from it. And I hope you assess your friends. And in fact, assess yourself. Cheers, gents.